Hello, thank you for joining me this morning. I hope you're having a good day. Today, I'm just going to cover a short part of Romans chapter 2, verse 12, maybe verse 13 as well. This is going to be a very multitude series, many parts, to make these videos short and sweet and to the point, and then connect them all together. Alright, so Romans chapter 2, verse 12. For all who have sinned without the law will also perish without the law. And all who have sinned under the law will be judged by the law. For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified. Alright, that was Romans chapter 2, verse 12 and 13. So this is pertaining to, because I was asked two questions by two different people pertaining to the same thing. What about the people who aren't brought up in Christianity or haven't heard the Bible or brought up in another religion in a faraway land, or like the Buddhism or Hinduism? Is that what the examples they used? And also on those islands where we're not allowed to go. It's illegal because they're tribals. We're not allowed there. And they've never heard the gospel or the Bible or any of the laws. They haven't heard the laws of Moses or the law of Jesus Christ, the gospel. So what happens to them? Do they automatically go to hell? No, they don't automatically go to hell. That's what this chapter and the next chapter in Romans talks about. The followers of the law, the hearers of the law, the uncircumcised and the circumcised. It goes into that. And I'll get into that as we go throughout the videos. But these first two verses, the first verse is actually, verse 12, is actually talking about the people who have not heard the laws, which those who have sinned without the laws will also perish without the law. They won't be judged by the laws. They won't be judged by the laws of Moses or the laws of Jesus, because they don't know who Jesus was. They've never heard of him. They've never heard of God. They've never heard of the Bible. They don't know the laws of Moses. So they can't be be held accountable for those laws, those specific laws, because they've never heard of them. However, they do have the laws written on their heart. Not Moses' laws and not Jesus' laws. Like, they don't know them, as in they can read them, and they were never taught to them, but there are laws written on their hearts. And that's in verses 14 and 15, and I'll read them now. Okay, verse 14, for when the Gentiles, that's like us, not the Jews, everyone else in the world are the Gentiles. For when the Gentiles who do not have the law, by nature do what the law requires, they are a law to themselves, even though they do not have the law. So that's verse 14. They do not have the law in front of them like we have the Bible, or we learn the law through the Bible and the teachings of the people in the Bible. The people who don't have the law and written down and learned it have the law written on themselves. The moral rights and wrongs, their consciousness, and that goes into verse 15. Alright. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and their conflicting thoughts accuse them or even excuse them on the day when, according to my gospel, God judges the secrets of men by Jesus Christ. So, even though they don't have the law, they have it in their hearts, and they know by nature what is right and what is wrong morally. They have their conscience, and they have their thoughts. They can either excuse themselves, like if they did something, they know, oh, that was okay to do, it wasn't wrong, or they accuse themselves, like they feel guilty, they know they shouldn't have done, like, oh man, or man, I'm going to get in trouble, I feel guilty, I regret it. That's their moral law that they know. That's the law that's written on them. So even if there's people who don't have the law physically, they see it or learned it, they still have the law that is written on them that God gave all of us to have naturally. And it's verse 13. For it is not the hearers of the law who are righteous before God, but the doers of the law who will be justified. So, if someone hears the law and they know it, but they don't reject it or they break the law, then they're obviously breaking the law. They're not listening. They know the law, but they're not doing it. So then, as for the people who don't know the law but do it because it's on their hearts, even if they don't know the law, Moses' law or Jesus' law or who Jesus is, they can still do the law, and those people will be justified. And God is just. So what these video series will be talking about is that just because someone doesn't know the law or know the gospel or profess or confess that they trust in Jesus Christ, that doesn't mean that they're automatically going to go to hell. If they don't know who Jesus Christ is, then obviously they can't accept him, and then so they're not going to go to hell just because they don't accept him. God is just, and that's what verse 13 is talking about. It's not the hearers of the law, but the doers. So even if they don't have the law, they may still go to heaven. There's only one way to be saved through salvation, and that's by accepting Jesus Christ, and that's another video that I'll get more into. But it's not so black and white. Just because someone is not raised in Christianity or didn't have the chance to learn the Bible doesn't mean they're going to go to hell. I can't make that judgment. No one else, no Christian, no one else can make that judgment. Only God knows the secrets of man and knows men's thoughts and where they will end up. God is just. He is not cruel, and He gave us, even without the law, He gave people without the visible law, the law written on their hearts. And God will justify the doers of the law. So again, this video will be talking about the possible ways of getting to heaven, and that God is just. He is not leaving the people who are uneducated or don't know God out to dry. And that's what this video series will be. Alright, thank you for watching. If you disagree or you agree, please leave a like, a dislike, leave a comment, subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching again. Thank you to my 3 subscribers. I am very appreciative. Right, have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.